DSU Toscana is one of the top scholarship that you can apply to if you are looking to study in Italy, and this actually give you free access to accommodation and free feeding. Okay, so this is one of the reasons I want to share this with you. But in today's video, we are going to be exploring three different options or three different scholarships that you can use to study at this particular university, and this is why I'm bringing you the Siena scholarship today. Okay, so as an international student who want to study for free and also get all the living expenses being paid, you are able to get this because this is open to all non-Italian citizens, which means international student. And you must be enrolled or have applied to admission to the University of Siena, which is the university we are talking about. Okay, you must also have high academic performance in your previous study because this is very important and is one of the criteria that will determine if you are going to get funding to this university or not. Remember, I made a video about Florence University. We are also going to be looking at other information about that in today's video, but first you need to understand eligibility requirement that is important. Okay, because higher education or higher academic performance and strong academic record actually make students stand out for scholarship. You must also demonstrate that you need financial support, which I've talked about how you can demonstrate this using the ISEE. Okay, so if you also have not watched that video, you want to go ahead to watch that. You need to make sure you meet up with all the language requirement that the school is requesting from you, and I've made a video for you about how you can write Duolingo yourself. So you can use the Duolingo, you can use IELTS, you can use TOEFL and any other English proficiency test that you can use to prove this. But if you are coming from a country where the language of instruction has been English, just like my home country Nigeria, then you don't need to provide any proof of this. Okay, in most cases you can just get a letter that says your course of study has been totally taught in English. Okay, so these are major things that you need to pay attention to, and also meeting the requirement for the chosen scholarship is also important. So you need to check the requirement for the scholarship that we are going to be talking about. Three scholarships are here today, and I want you to make sure you pay attention to know which one can actually fit you. Okay, meeting requirement is also one of the things that people don't pay attention to. If you apply to this, you are able to get either full funding or partial funding depending on the level of document or information that you provided, and also you are able to get accommodation and living expenses, which we've seen previously in the previous page. So you need to make sure that you pay attention to all those information that I'll be sharing with you. So as you can see right here, accommodation and living expenses is being paid for, and which is why I'm showing you the DSU Toscana, and access to state-of-the-art facility and academic resources is also possible with this. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the Siena International Excellence Scholarship itself, and which is the internal or the international funding that is available to international students. Also, apart from this, we have the DSU Toscana, which I've talked about previously in some video, but I want to show you some other information that I do not show you in the previous or other video. You also have access to Italian government scholarship and other institutional scholarship. So applying to all of this will then determine if you are getting full funding or not. Okay, so you see all of this information are right here on this page, and I will make sure I drop all the links for you on this channel. Okay, so if you come to this section right here, you can see the right to study in Tuscany. I've made a video for you about Florence, and if you've not watched that video, make sure you do well to watch that video. And also today we are talking about Pisa and Siena. So in this section we have 1694 beds, which means 1694 students can have access to accommodation in Florence because they have 14 residents. And also Pisa University, I've made a video previously about that, but I did not talk about the Tuscany part. Okay, so they also have 1527 bed, which means they can accommodate 1527 students to the accommodation that has been allocated to them. Okay, so sometimes you need to make sure you make extra research to know what is available, And the same thing applicable to Siena, which is the one we are talking about majorly today. They have 10 residence places, and they have total of 1,412, and there are 4 canteen in the city and 3 more between Arezzo and Grosseto. Okay, the 10 residents have 1,412 beds, which means each bed can go for individuals, right? So this is one thing you don't want to miss out on. Apply to the Toscano, apply to the government's funding, and also apply to the Excellent International Student Award itself. Okay, so you want to make sure that you check requirement, because that's the basis on where your application will be determined, or how your uh, award will be given to you. So you need to make sure you meet the requirements of getting this funding. Both the internal scholarship, the government scholarship, and DSU is available to students who apply to Siena University. So you want to make sure you check everything and apply to every other thing that is applicable for international students. Okay, so one thing is meeting requirements, checking all the documents that is required. So if you look at this section here, you see that we have all the document that is required for international students to be able to get into any of the school or the funding. Okay, so if we zoom this out very well, you're going to see you need your valid passport, right? You need your CV and resume, you need your academic record or transcript of record. You also need your proof of language proficiency, which we've talked about. You need to make sure that you get all of this ready, and make sure if you've not gotten them ready, then you want to go ahead and get them ready. You need a recommendation letter, personal statement, you need to write it, and also passport photo size is also one thing that you want to attach with your application. All of these are important, and you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of them, because without this your application will seems incomplete. And most time when your application is missing any document, they will not even give you decision on your program of study. Okay, so I've talked about the eligibility requirements, preparing your documents. Then you need to go ahead to submit the application by filling the application form, then submit required document that is required, then verify your application, all the information you've added in your application. Okay, so if you come to this page, you can see we have the scholarship by other institution, the scholarship by the Italian government. So you also have the link here, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Corporate annually. So they do this every year, and every student who apply actually get funding in one way or the other. Okay, so you want to make sure you check this link that says check the ministry website. So you click on that to go ahead to read more information for yourself. And you also, if you scroll up, you see the DSU, which is the one we are targeting directly today. And also you see the official uh, International Excellent Award that is directly coming from the university itself. Okay, so make sure you check all of this, and this is majorly coming from the university website. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can read more information. That's the Siena International Excellent Scholarship. So make sure you check them, go through all of this information, but the one we are targeting majorly today is the school DSU Toscana. And as you can see, this is on the official school website. So you see the school logo there. That's the University di Siena. Okay, University of Siena is one of the top university in Italy where you can study by getting funding. Okay, so all of these are information that are important, and making more research is important, but we are targeting the Toscana like I've said earlier. Okay, so the Italian government is there, so you don't want to miss out. Every year they award students funding, offer grant and scholarship to international or even Italian citizen themselves. Okay, most of them actually require that you get into the country before some of the scholarship are awarded to you. Okay, so if you are able to get this down, then you are able to actually apply and study for free Okay, so you see meal reservation, all of this call are out right now. Okay, but the deadline right here, you need to pay attention to it. Okay, so this is the deadline you need to pay attention to. Okay, the application has started already, and you need to pay attention to all of this deadline, because if you don't follow this deadline, then you might miss out on the application. So for the doctoral students, the deadline is till this period, and as you can see yourself. But if we come to the portal to submit the application, which is the student help desk portal right now, you can see how you can then support or submit the application, which is the Spotello. So you need to click on the student help desk link right there, and when you click on this, it will bring you to this page where you can log in or create your profile. So the one by the left, which says login SPID, is for current student or student who has already gotten their SPID. So we need to translate this page for us to know what is written here, or so that we can read it together. Okay, so I'll just do a reload of this page so that we can then read the information together. Okay, so I think the page is loading now. Let me try to uh do a quick reload on this page. Okay, so I'll click on that, then click on English. So I think it's trying to reload now. Okay, better. Okay, so you see the one that says login with the SPID, and also we see the one that says login with your username and password, only for students under the age of 18 and foreign citizen that has not gotten their SPID. So students who want to access the DSU to scanner service must use their own SPID. So you need to first go ahead and create a username and password, which you can use to enter the portal before you actually get your SPID. So if you click on enter, it will ask you your task code, your password, all of this, but you need to first create a profile. So I think I should make a separate video explaining how you can fill in all your information on the Toscana portal. Okay, because last year I actually supported like 3 persons to submit application to this, and it was successful. So if you want to go to the international student funding area, you click on that link and it will bring you to this page. But this one is due passed already, and this is why I'm majorly focusing on the DSU and the government's scholarship. Okay, so every year they award funding to international students, okay, from all over the world. Okay, so you can see opening starting from 15th of April, and it's ended in 6th of May. So every year they do this, and as at the time you are watching this video, or by the time you come across this video, if this one is not due pass, you can also add it to what you can apply to or request to get with your application. Okay, but there's a section where you can download the information. These are all the requirements you need to follow, and the link to apply all of those information are there for you on the website. Okay, so this one is due pass. Make sure you follow the DSU and the government scholarship to be able to get funding for yourself. So you can see the deadline for this is not due pass, but the deadline for the previous one, which is the major scholarship from the school itself, as due pass. Okay, so you want to make sure you also go to the bottom and check each of the link, the international, which we've seen the DSU to scanner, which the deadline is not due pass, and also the Italian government scholarship. You want to check when it's available for you to apply to. Most of the schools that I'm bringing to you now are against early next year, so you want to make sure that you are making extra efforts this year to be able to get yourself into any of the schools that we are talking about at this time. Okay, so if you think any of my video is helpful to you, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. For all my returning subscribers, thank you, and for those who are new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you have questions, drop it at the comment box and I'm going to give answers to them. Till then, I'm going to catch up with you again. So if you have personal concern, reach out to me on my Instagram page. Till then, bye bye.